would not interpret 10 years, would not play over the year,
yılı üzerinde çalmazdı,
was an anthropologist, was an anthropologist,
antropologdu,
are their mother-in-laws beekeepers? Are their mother-in-laws beekeepers?
kayınvalideleri arıcı mı?
He won't be doing his internship right away. He won't be doing his internship right away.
Hemen staj yapmayacak.
Am I not a daily blogger? Am I not a daily blogger?
Günlük blog yazarı değil miyim?
They won't hate. Those who don't hate.
Nefret etmeyenler.
Shall I quote right away? Shall I quote right away?
Hemen alıntı yapayım mı?
Does it warn you at sunrise? Does it warn you at sunrise?
Güneş doğarken uyarıyor mu?
She can be a housewife in the previous one evening. She can be a housewife in the previous one evening.
Önceki bir akşam ev hanımı olabilir.
Wouldn't he object? Doesn't he object?
İtiraz etmez mi?
Her husband is a mediator. Husband is the mediator.
Koca arabulucudur.
His half-brother was a sociologist. His half-brother was a sociologist.
Üvey kardeşi sosyologdu.
I will send it at night. I will send it at night.
Gece gönderirim.
I shouldn't be texting daily. I shouldn't be texting daily.
Günlük mesajlaşmamalıyım.
Are we bailiffs every week? Are we bailiffs every week?
Her hafta mübaşir miyiz?
Should it serve soon? Serving soon?
Yakında hizmet vermeyi mi?
Your mother-in-law is a travel agency. Your mother-in-law is a travel agency.
Kayınvalideniz seyahat acentesidir.
Can you become a civil servant last year? Could he have been a civil servant last year?
Geçen yıl memur olmuş olabilir mi?
Why wouldn't it? Why not go?
Neden gitmez?
Won't it take off at dawn? Won't it take off at dawn?
Şafakta çıkarmayacak mı?
I must not spawn in the twilight. I must spawn in the twilight.
Alacakaranlıkta türemeliyim.
Are his siblings a grocer? Are his siblings a grocer?
Kardeşleri bakkal mı?
Stickman annual. Stickman annual.
Çöp adam yıllık.
Is her aunt a rapper? Is her aunt a rapper?
Teyzesi rapçi mi?
Didn't they add? Didn't they add?
Eklemediler mi?
He didn't start. He didn't start.
O başlamadı.
I can't escape. Get away.
Kaçamağı.
Did he usually ride? He usually bin or baron?
O genellikle biner kısır.
Shouldn't they hide at sunset? Shouldn't they be hidden in the day window?
Gün penceresinde saklanmaları gerekmez mi?
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't.
Bazen kurtarmaz.
You shouldn't enjoy. You shouldn't enjoy.
Zevk almamalısın.
Does not take a step. Does not take a step.
Adım atmıyor.
We couldn't leave. We couldn't leave.
Ayrılamadık.
We didn't work last year. We didn't work last year.
Geçen sene çalışmıyorduk.
Shouldn't we fill it sooner? Shouldn't we fill it sooner?
Daha erken doldurmamız gerekmez mi?
Should not be invited every day. Should not be invited every day.
Her gün davet etmemelidir.
Is her brother-in-law the owner? Is her brother-in-law the owner?
Kayınbiraderi ev sahibi mi?
Aren't we going to be chemists in a week? Aren't we going to be chemists in a week?
Bir hafta sonra kimyager olmayacak mıyız?
Your uncle was a lifesaver. Your uncle was a lifesaver.
Amcan can kurtarandı.
I pour. I pour.
Ben döküyorum.
Our friend was an educator. Our friend was an educator.
Arkadaşımız eğitimciydi.
Was our grandfather a fireman? Our grandfather's fireman's cage?
Dedemiz itfaiyeci kafesi.
Is he playing? Are you playing?
Mu oynuyorsun?
Wouldn't you add? Wouldn't you add?
Eklemez mi?
His half-brother was a soldier. His half-brother was a soldier.
Üvey kardeşi askerdi.
Can you differentiate? Can you differentiate?
Farkına varabiliyor musun?
Can happen every day. Can happen every day.
Her gün sonuçlanabilir.
Doesn't he play drums every year? Doesn't he play drums every year?
Her sene davul çalmıyor mu?
My colleague was a florist. My colleague was a florist.
Meslektaşım çiçekçiydi.
Your grandparents are waiters. Your grandparents are waiters.
Büyükanne ve büyükbaban garson.
I'm buying. Going.
Gidiyor.
Shouldn't they match? Are they handsome?
Yakışmalılar mı?
He could clean up at dusk. He could clean at dusk.
Alacakaranlıkta temizlik yapabilirdi.
Can it appear after 2 weeks? After 2 weeks?
2 hafta sonu sonra mı?
Her stepmothers were translators. Her stepmothers were translators.
Üvey anneleri tercümandı.
We should not experience. We should not experience.
Deneyimlememeliyiz.
Did we hit the year? Did we hit the year?
Seneye vurulduk mu?
Will not use. Will not use.
Kullanmayacak.
Then they could count. Then they could tell.
O zaman söyleyebilirlerdi.
Was his brother a commander? Is his brother in command?
Kardeşi komuta mı?
Will he eat? Will he eat?
O yiyecek mi?
Aren't you a midwife every week? Isn't it a midwife every week?
Her hafta ebe değil mi?
Would he be an athlete every year? Will there be an athlete every year?
Her yıl atlet olur mu?
Can choose. Carries.
Taşır.
Is your friend a doctor? Is my friend a doctor?
Arkadaşım doktor mu?
Do you feel emotionally?
Duygulanarak.
Fellow financier. Fellow financier.
Arkadaşı finansör.
You will use. You will use.
Kullanacaksın.
Will they not burn? Will they not burn?
Yanmayacaklar mı?
Won't they suffer every week? Won't they suffer every week?
Her hafta acı çekmeyecekler mi?
Didn't it have an effect the night before? Will the effect disappear the night before?
Bir gece önce etkisi yok olacak mı?
Should we mark earlier? Are we confused before?
Daha önce karışık mıyız?
Can't we just lay pipes then? Can't we just lay pipes then?
O zaman boru döşeyemez miyiz?
His colleague was an actor. His colleague was an actor.
Meslektaşı oyuncusuydu.
Weren't you hit? Weren't you hit?
Vurulmadın mı?
I may not be a cop in 5 hours. I may not be a cop in 5 hours.
5 saat sonra polis olmayabilirim.
Has it improved every week? Does it improve every week?
Her hafta geliştirdiğimi.
Aren't we going to be chemists in a week? Aren't we going to be chemists in a week?
Bir hafta sonra kimyager olmayacak mıyız?
Took charge 1 day ago? I took over 1 day ago?
Bir gün önce mi üstlendim?
Your friend was the mayor. Your friend was the mayor.
Arkadaşın belediye başkanıydı.
Do we count? Are we evaluating?
Değerlendirme miyiz?
His daughter was a grocer. His daughter was a grocer.
Kızı bakkaldı.
Was my nephew the judge? Seeing my niece as a judge?
Yeğenimi yargıç olarak görmek.
They rarely think. The accents don't think.
Aksamlar düşünmezler.
You can't be a beautician at sunset. You can't be a beautician at sunset.
Gün batımında güzellik uzmanı olamaz.
We are always politicians. We are always politicians.
Biz her zaman siyasetçiyiz.
Did he come? Did he come?
Geldi mi?
Did not appear immediately. Did not appear immediately.
Hemen görünmedi.
Should I diversify? Should I diversify?
Çeşitlendirmemeli miyim?
Weren't they? Aren't they a place?
Yer değiller mi?
In 3 nights you will be a naturalist. In 3 nights you will be a naturalist.
3 gece sonra doğa bilimci olacaksın.
Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Can I repel the warrior at dusk?
Alacakaranlıkta savaşçıyı püskürtebilir miyim?
Aren't we a courier next year? Aren't we a courier next year?
Seneye kurye değil miyiz?
Should I fire the warrior at dusk? Can I repel the warrior at dusk?
Alacakaranlıkta savaşçıyı püskürtebilir miyim?
He can confess after 3 days. He can confess after 3 days.
3 gün sonra itiraf edebilir.
Thank you always. Always thank you.
Her zaman teşekkür ederim.
Doesn't it kill? Doesn't it kill?
Öldürmüyor mu?
Won't he push last year? Won't he push last year?
Geçen sene zorlamayacak mı?
Did I understand? Do I understand?
Anlar mıyım?
Can't we paint at 2 o'clock at midnight? Are we drawing a picture at 2 a.m.?
Gece yarısı 2'de resim mi çiziyoruz?
His relatives are jewelers. His relatives are jewelers.
Akrabaları kuyumcudur.
Didn't it take 10 years? Didn't it take 10 years?
10 yılı ayırmadı mı?
Were you a night weightlifter? Your night weightlifter prison?
Gece halterci hapishanen.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
Yalan mı söyledim?
Was produced every day. We are produced every day.
Her gün üretiliyoruz.
Should I not review? Should I not review?
İncelemeyeyim mi?
Is your grandson a judge? Is your grandson a judge?
Torunuz yargıç mı?
It can wait every week. Week can wait.
Haftası bekleyebilir.
Should he collect it next year? Should he collect it next year?
Gelecek yıl toplamalı mı?
We have to shake. We have to shake.
Sallamalıyız.
Your neighbor is the minister. He is your neighbor's minister.
Komşunuzun bakanıdır.
Are they filmmakers every day? Are they movie makers every day?
Onlar her gün film yapımcıları mı?
They should not be set. They need settings.
Ayarlamaları gerekir.
We cannot limit. We cannot limit.
Sınırlandıramayız.
Did I threaten? Did I threaten?
Tehdit mi ettim?
His half-brother became ambassador. His half-brother became ambassador.
Üvey kardeşi büyükelçi oldu.
Does it notify? Does it notify?
Haber verir mi?
Don't you reduce? Don't you reduce?
Azaltmıyor musun?
After 5 weekends you are not busy. After 5 weekends you are not busy.
5 hafta sonu sonra meşgul olmuyorsunuz.
Don't make a decision after 3 weeks. Those who decide after 3 weeks.
3 hafta sonra karar verenler.
Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months? Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months?
3 ay sonra fizikçi olması gerekmiyor mu?
Will you ride every year? Will you ride every year?
Her yıl binecek misin?
Wasn't he the assistant chief every day? Isn't it assistant chief every day?
Her gün şef yardımcısı değil mi?
He couldn't be in pain for 1 second before. She couldn't have suffered at 1 year before.
Daha önce 1 yaşında acı çekemezdi.
Shouldn't we be accountants at sunset? Shouldn't we be accountants at sunset?
Gün batımında muhasebeci olmamız gerekmez mi?
Should they bake earlier? Should they bake earlier?
Daha önce fırınlamalılar mı?
We could not publish. We could not publish.
Yayınlayamadık.
Sold 1 month ago. I removed it 1 month ago.
1 ay önce kaldırıyorum.
We shouldn't be jockeying after 2 nights. We shouldn't be jockeying after 2 nights.
2 gece sonra jokey yapmamalıyız.
Is our mom the sheriff? Is our mom the sheriff?
Annemiz şerif mi?
Should we do sports announcers at night? Should we do sports announcers at night?
Geceleri spor spikeri yapmalı mıyız?
Can he become a player after 5 days? Can he become a player after 5 days?
5 gün sonra oyuncu olabilir mi?
Can I become an accountant in 1 week? Can we become an accountant in 1 week?
Bir hafta sonra muhasebeci olabilir miyiz?
His daughter was a cashier. His daughter was a cashier.
Kızı kasiyerdi.
Could he remember? Can he remember?
Hatırlayabilir mi?
We should do weekly detective work. We should do weekly detective work.
Haftalık dedektiflik yapmalıyız.
Doesn't it fit every month? Doesn't it fit every month?
Her aya yakışmaz mı?
His grandson was an optician. His grandson was an optician.
Torunu gözlükçüydü.
Did you care? Are you interested?
İlgileniyor musunuz?
Are your cousins the protagonist? Are your cousins the protagonist?
Kuzenlerin başrol mü?
It wouldn't be any better. It wouldn't be any better.
Daha iyi olmayacaktı.
Is your nephew a dishwasher? Is your nephew a dishwasher?
Yeğenin bulaşıkçı mı?
Are his siblings investors? Are his siblings investors?
Kardeşleri yatırımcı mı?
It could be the second man. It could be the second man.
İkinci adam olabilir.
Does it hang monthly? Does it hang monthly?
Aylık mı kilitleniyor?
Didn't I spend? Didn't I spend?
Harcamadım mı?
Every year they kick a kick. Every year they kick a kick.
Her yıl bir tekme atarlar.
Have I read? Have I read?
Okundum mu?
Can you imagine last year? Can you imagine last year?
Geçen yılı hayal edebiliyor mu?
Will they be able to finalize it? Will they be able to finalize it?
Sonuçlandırabilecekler mi?
Your wife was a physicist. She was a pregnant physicist.
Hamile fizikçiydi.
We will not analyze every year. Does not speak analysis every year.
Her yıl analizi konuşmaz.
My sister was a hydrologist. The sister was a hydrologist.
Kız kardeş hidrologdu.
Your cousins were garbage collectors. Your cousins were garbage collectors.
Kuzenleriniz çöp toplayıcıydı.
Your grandfather was a painter. Your grandfather was a painter.
Senin büyük baban ressamdı.
Couldn't he report sometimes? Can't report sometimes?
Bazen rapor veremez misiniz?
My brothers are illusionists. My vein is an illusionist.
Damarım illüzyonist.
You will be an innkeeper for 2 weeks. You will be an innkeeper for 2 weeks.
2 hafta hancı olacaksın.
They should not fly the traffic controller after 3 weeks. They should not fly the traffic controller after 3 weeks.
3 hafta sonra trafik kontrolörünü uçurmamalıdırlar.
We wouldn't start. We wouldn't start.
Başlamazdık.
Was our brother a soldier? Our brother military building?
Kardeşimiz asker binası.
We'll wait one evening. We'll wait one evening.
Bir akşam sonra bekleyeceğiz.
Can never judge. Can never judge.
Asla yargılamayabilir.
Our children are illusionists. They're illusionist.
Yaşadıkları illüzyonist.
He was now an inspector. He was now an inspector.
O artık müfettişti.
They may not be on guard after 3 hours. Unexpected things can happen after 3 hours.
3 saat sonra beklenmeyenler olabilir.
Was your daughter a founder? Is your daughter the founders?
Kızınız kurucuları mı?
Your cousins are baristas. Your cousins are baristas.
Kuzenleriniz barista.
You counted. You counted.
Sayıldın.
Shouldn't he be a dietitian soon? Shouldn't he be a dietitian soon?
Yakında diyetisyen olması gerekmiyor mu?
Will publish. Will publish.
Yayınlayacak.
His cousins are sheriffs. His cousins are sheriffs.
Kuzenleri şeriftir.
They went to rest. They went to rest.
Dinlenmeye çekildiler.
Can you meet? Can you meet?
Tanışabilir mi?
Can you appreciate? Can it be wrong?
Yanlış kabul edebilir mi?
Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away? Shouldn't she be the receptionist right away?
Hemen resepsiyonist olmaz gerekmez mi?
You were repairing. You were repairing.
Tamir etmekteydin.
Was your grandfather a lantern? Your grandfather's lantern building?
Deden fenerli bina.
Reduces. Download.
İndir.
Will they be important? Will they be important?
Önemli olacaklar mı?
Are you a player? Are you a player?
Oyuncu mu?
Weren't we just apprentices? Weren't we just apprentices?
Hemen çırak değil miydik?
Was his half-brother an inspector? Her half-brother inspector broadcast?
Üvey kardeşi müfettiş yayın.
He may not confess. He may not confess.
İtiraf etmeyebilir.
Wasn't she the receptionist every year? Isn't the receptionist invited every year?
Her yıl resepsiyonist davet değil mi?
Can it continue into the sunset? Can it continue into the sunset?
Gün batımında devam edebilir mi?
He won't be doing his internship in an hour. He won't be doing his internship in an hour.
Bir saat sonra staj yapmayacak.
You couldn't hit it at night. You couldn't hit it at night.
Gece vakti vuramazdın.
His half-brother is a sailor. His half-brother is a sailor.
Üvey erkek kardeşi denizcidir.
We can't leave sooner. We can't leave sooner.
Daha erken ayrılamayız.
Was his nephew the gardener? Nephew go gardener?
Yeğeni bahçıvan gitmek.
Then at 3 in the morning we can get hurt. Then at 3 in the morning we can get hurt.
Daha sonra sabah 3'te canımız yanabilir.
His stepson is a race car driver? His stepson is a race car driver?
Üvey oğlu yarış arabası sürücüsü mü?
I was a tile maker. I was a tile maker.
Kiremitçiydim.
They are invited at sunset. They are invited at sunset.
Gün batımında davet edilirler.
Is his son a businessman? Is it my son?
Oğlum mu?
Would he not trust? Will he not trust?
Güvenmeyecek mi?
Will they shake? Will they shake?
Sallayacaklar mı?
It did not burn. It did not burn.
O yanmadı.